Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 1 of my TravTube podcast. It's TravTube here, and today I'm going to be talking about how I started social media. That is the main focus on today's podcast episode. So, I started social media when it was about 2014. I guess it was near December 26th of 2014. I can remember. Let me go check. Let me check real quick. I know I started on December 26th of something. That's all I can remember. I started on December 26th, 2014. That is the day I started YouTube. And and when I started, I didn't know what to post, and so I was kind of like a lost cause, if you can call it. I had nothing to upload. I had nothing to think about. I didn't know how I was going to upload anything. Didn't know how I was going to start my new social media career. And then I uploaded my very first YouTube video. And my very first YouTube video was about when I was in my church. That was the first video I ever uploaded on anything. And then when I uploaded it on YouTube, it was kind of YouTube had its own, that basic look on it. YouTube had that original look. It used to have that we all know that it had in 2014. It was very basic, and it didn't really have that much good stuff then. But now YouTube has grown, and everyone here on Spotify and YouTube, we've grown into and we've seen how YouTube has changed, and we've seen how all the social media has grown over the years. And so when I started my Instagram, the Instagram was the next thing I started. I started Instagram about 2018, 2017. That's about a few 2 or 3 years after I started YouTube. But when I made my first Instagram post, I was about it was around 20. I was in my second or third grade year, so I was probably 10 or 11. I can't remember how old I was, but I was very, very young. I can tell you that much, as far as I can remember. But I didn't really have that much friends or that much people that followed me. Only a few people. But then over the years, I grew into my community and decided to make really good videos. And for a while, I didn't upload anything because I needed to take time to actually think. I watched a lot of YouTubers over a few years, and then realized how I was going to make my videos. And so I found out that everyone was making video game videos, video game plays. And then I decided, I want to make video game gameplays of video games. And my first gameplay, if I can remember, I think it was a mobile game. I can't remember, but I know my brother Slider. He had a gameplay of he's probably gonna hate me for saying this, but he had a gameplay series that he deleted off YouTube for reasons I can't really explain. But he had a gameplay series of Undertale, and that was at the time when I was starting my YouTube career, and so I think I did the gameplay of Undertale, or at least a version, I guess, a downloaded version of Undertale. But I guess but I played it and it got some views, I think. And then I decided to play more games, and I got my very first tablet. And so my tablet, so I downloaded some games, and I downloaded a screen recorder so I can record myself playing video games. You know, I was kind of like one of those like poor people who, like one of those poor kids who use their tablets for gameplays. I still kind of do that today. But anyways, when I did that, I know one video I made got a lot of views, and I was so happy. The reason it got a lot of views was because because I was talking about a certain someone that I don't want to say their name. But anyways, then after I made my Instagram, I started my Facebook. And then when I started my Facebook, it was for my personal stuff. It was for my personal things that I wanted to personally talk about. But anyways, yeah. For a while, I really thought that when I made my Facebook, I made a fan page of my original name was for YouTube was TravTube Inc. That was my original name I had for myself for my YouTube. So like hey guys, welcome back to TravTube Inc. and all that crap. You know that I used to call it, but Inc. means a company thing. So I'm like, wait a minute. I can't be called Inc. because that's a name at Inc. for a company. I'm not a company. So I'll just name myself TravTube Official. TravTube Official, which means that I am the official TravTube, which I am the original, you know? And so I had that name for a long time, and I'm still using that name today. And then of course, and then later on, I decided to like make a Snapchat, I had a TikTok, which I don't really use TikTok anymore, but if I do, I just watch some videos. I don't really make videos. I did make a few videos, I guess, that I think personally that they're cringe, but I don't really care anymore about TikTok. I will just probably just watch some TikToks on YouTube, something like that. But as far as I know, I really don't care about TikTok anymore. That might as well be dead. But anyways, later on I had to stop social media in general for a long time again because of personal issues. I'm not saying that I got grounded. I didn't, but I wanted to stop because of personal stuff that I can't really talk about. So anyways, I stopped, and then I was thinking about what I should upload and what I should do, and then I saw my favorite YouTubers making a podcast, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. How do I do that? And so I looked up on the internet how to make podcasts for free because I'm a broke teenager. So I looked up how to make podcasts for free, and then I was using a website for quite a while, and then now I'm using this app on my iPhone called, I guess, Spreaker Studios, I think. Let me look up the name again. I need to look up the name now. I know it was like right now I'm using my iPhone to make this podcast episode, but yeah, it's called Podcast Studio by Spreaker. Yeah, that's what it's called. Podcast is a Spreaker podcast maker thing that made by Spreaker, which I highly suggest when you want to, if you want to make a podcast. I don't know if it's available on Android, but if it is, I would definitely download it right now. And it's available on. I know it's available on iOS, but I can't remember if it's available for Android. If it is, go ahead and download it now. But, anyways, ever since I came back, I made a podcast, and it's TravTube. I had a podcast that had only a few episodes on it. I had like a few episodes on it, but then I found out about this, and then I made a whole new podcast episode thing that I can make more podcast episodes for free without having to pay for something on a website. Now I don't use that website anymore. I'm only going to use the Spreaker podcast maker, which is the best podcast maker I have so far. Even though it only allows you to have like 15 minutes, which I have 4 minutes left of this thing. But I'm just hanging out. I also have another podcast that's not really mine, but it's for me and my cousins, called The Boys, which is for me, Sly the Bandit, and our other cousin. And so, where we'll talk about video games and all that cool stuff. And so, that's pretty much it for today's podcast episode. To anyone who's listening to this on Spotify or on YouTube, thank you all for listening. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast channel. And if you're listening on Spotify, make sure to save this on your episodes on your Spotify. And thank you all for listening. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.